Don't get me wrong.
I think, when people say diversity and inclusion, I think everybody agrees, or most people generally agree that it's a good thing, right? But I think right now we also need to bring in the word equity, right? Diversity is when you say that there's, many different types of people with different backgrounds and they're all, invited to the table. Inclusion is when, we include all of their ideas. But equity is when we make sure that all of the people who are at the table have equal access to making sure that their ideas and their thoughts are heard. And unfortunately, I think some of the statistics that you quoted is that we don't have that much leadership.
Let us investigate.
New York Governor Huchul Deputy Linda Sung demanding equity in U.S. Turns out she was a Chinese spy. Ooh, I guess equity is the same as communism. Lamau China knows DEI is a great way to demolish a country, hence why they are promoting it on us. But not on themselves. But they will criticize you that you're not doing it right.
Communism forever.
But in UK, you might not even have the opportunity because that's a hate crime.
As hate incidents, you support that.
We follow the College of Police and Guards.
Right, so that those hate incidents basically then can be seen by advanced checks, even though they're not crimes. They can be seen by advanced checks for people maybe going for certain types of jobs. They will come up. Even though there's no crime involved, that's fine by you.
They'll occur if a particular type of security check is taken, yes. They'll be available to be disclosed.
In other words, ladies and gentlemen, they just want to be able to filter the people that they like.
On the definition, for example, that the word the victim, in the victim's perception, that this is possibly a hate crime. Right? First of all, so the word victim is used immediately. Why do you not use the word complainant? Wouldn't that be legally far safer?
These are all issues which have been debated and thought about clearly, and there's different approaches one can take. But what I come back to is our job is provide a service which people can be confident in, and I think if we start to use technical language with members of the public, they may not fully understand what complainant exactly means, whereas victim is a commonly understood term, which
it's assuming already that there's a problem.
Well,
if you put victim in the definition, it's assuming already.
This is a national position that's been adopted, and it's not for the Metropolitan Police Service, unless there's reason to divert from it. So the terminology victim flows through everything that we do these days. There's the Victims Code, the Victims Charter, the Home Secretary talks about victims' rights. That boat has sailed, I'm afraid, and we use the term victim to describe a range of people. In technical terms, if you're approaching a court case, you're a complainant, or if you're making... But actually, we choose to use the word victim because that is the common parlance, that is what people understand. Some people don't like that, I understand that, but we have to use the word that is most acceptable to most people, and victim happens to be that word.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain with an analogy. He's saying all shark sightings is a shark attack, and he will add them all together. And then he will also say, give me money because there's a lot of shark attack. And I'm mentioning shark attack because I want you to feel confident in the freaking system. Does that sound like a fair system? No.
You love Trump?
What?
You love Trump?
Yeah, why? Stay away from me. Stay away from me.
Piece of shit.
Fuck weirdo.
I don't think that was real pepper spray because in a way, he could still fight and chase the other person. So the person attacks the guy. He kinda stops the situation.
Ray! 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 Get away from me. I'm gonna beat you with this battery. Get... Ow! Why are you doing that? Fucking... You freak. Karma got you good, you freak. They just started attacking me. Rape.
I don't think you had to call me a freak or an R word, but at the same time, I'm very surprised that somebody is attacking you and people are like, walk away. You would never do that if a woman was being attacked, right?
Alexa, why should I vote for Donald Trump?
I cannot provide content that promotes a specific political party or a specific candidate.
Alexa, why should I vote for Kamala Harris?
Voting for Kamala Harris means supporting a candidate who advocates for the needs of the people and has a track record of fighting for social justice. As the Vice President of the United States, Harris has advocated for policies such as raising the minimum wage, addressing income inequality, and expanding access to health care.
There you have it.
Hypocrisy, my friend.
Isn't this election interference? There's a bunch of people that have done the same video, and I'm actually surprised this is even allowed. I think Democrats just wanna win. They don't care how, they just wanna win. You can sue them after they win, once they are in power, because if they need money, they're going to tax you through equity as if they're helping people and get nothing done. Because if nothing gets done, you still vote for them for some odd reason.
That's enough with that. Stop right there.
You better thank a union member for the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
You better thank a union member for vacation time. It sounds just as authentic when I do it, but maybe even more. I think I sound a little bit more authentic than Kamala Harris does. I could pull that off better than she could. You got to get that. You better thank a union member. You got to get that kind of, there's a little flow to it that she's trying to do.
Far-right extremist Matt Walsh engages in verbal blackface with culturally insensitive impression of Kamala Harris. I can also say then you are culturally insensitive against women in many ways, but I'm not allowed to say that. We are aware counterfeit political ads are being circulated and are working with our advertising partner to have them removed. As I said before, they care about winning.
This is the first time this has happened, but it was some people who were trying to break in, who broke into that apartment. But it's not just those people. We've actually had other groups, other people from this country who have tried to come to the complex, who have tried to break in, who have tried telling us that there are gangs here and have tried to get into where we live.
It's a trap.
You had some breaking developments here at 4 about the men that you see right here in this video making worldwide headlines tonight. Well, those armed men patrolling an Aurora apartment complex breaking into those apartments. Well, our news partners at News Nation confirming tonight through Homeland Security sources that the people in this video, some of these individuals are known members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua.
You know what I noticed in this whole thing? There was a guy there saying viviendas para todos. I wish he said it about all the homeless in America and the veterans. Nah.
No gangs. No gangs here. No gangs.
With the other questions.
Tyranny always comes in the name of compassion and equality of outcomes. When I was at Columbia, they are brainwashing my classmates saying education should be free. Healthcare is a human right. How unfair is it that there are billionaires and there are homeless people? It should be we are all equal. This same idea began the living hell of North Korea. When Kim Il-sung came to my grandmothers and my grandfather, he said this to exact thing to us. How unfair is that there are landowners, there are capitalists. And how unfair is that your children cannot be educated, you need to pay for it. If you give me the power, Kim Il-sung said, I'm going to make everything free. Government was going to provide everything for us. If we just gave up our private property, our freedom of speech, our freedom of movement.
But who's going to listen to somebody that survived the communism of North Korea, the communism of China, had to travel through mountains and freezing temperature? No, we're not gonna listen to that because our communism is different.
This is Los Angeles. Everything is gone. Look at this. This is our deodorants, I think. This place is going, I mean, this looks like it's been looted, and I guess thieves just come in and take whatever is expensive and just fucking walk out with it. This is crazy. This is unrecognizable. When I moved to Los Angeles, you'd come into Rite Aid and you'd spend the fucking afternoon looking around. This is so fucking sad.
I'm ashamed for you. This is ridiculous.
I mean, you voted Democrat. It just happened to the poor neighborhood. They closed the stores, so now they're expanding.
So I'm not allowed to use glue traps on mice, but you're allowed to have multiple abortions? Interesting.
Hey, dickwad, I don't know if you know this, but you can use glue traps. No one's stopping you. They're available at every hardware store and they're even available online. Can you imagine if abortion was that accessible?
Lady, you can't gaslight us anymore. It's banned in California, the most left-leaning city, and it's going to happen to more. Just saying.
I'm 42, I'm child-free, it's Labor Day weekend, no babysitter needed. What?
I am happy if you're happy.
We'll grab his information and see what we can do, but there's, you know, like I said, there's...
Can you please collect the information? He said that he's already illegal. He already said that he went to...
Okay, hold on, let's back up a little bit. First off, we're a sanctuary city. Even if he is legal here, we cannot call ICE.
Okay, but you still have to report that, right?
No, we don't, because it's a sanctuary city. We do not report illegal, undocumented.
So you're going to let a person who went to prison, he committed a crime in America, who's illegal right now, you're going to let him go free right now to this elevator?
That's exactly what I'm saying, because we're a sanctuary city. I've arrested a double homicide suspect in this city before and let him walk out the door because we're a sanctuary city. We're not going to call ICE to come pick him up and deport him.
He came to pick up $320,000 from him or mine grandmother and grandfather, and he's walking away freely right now, right? That's what I'm understanding right now.
I understand that, but you're asking me to call ICE or the...
I'm not asking you to call ICE, we're just asking you to take seriously that he's trying to repeat offend when he's already illegal.
Ladies and gentlemen, the people that are funding the sanctuary city, do they look like the people that are living close to a sanctuary city or people that live in a gated community? They are telling poor people how they have to live and middle class people how they have to fund their campaigns, so they feel good about their moral points. Just saying.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde, kush, hash, purple, skunk, criollo, colombici, jam, jam, durloqueta, verdetta, welcome.